talk about Birmingham and the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. They are trying their best to stay quiet and ignore their decision to rescind the Fred Shuttlesworth Award that was supposed to go to Birmingham native Angela Davis. Well, that's not going over quite so well. The CEO, as well as the board chair and the board members, none of them still are speaking. They've been called out by lots of folks as a result of rescinding that award because various Jewish groups and organizations in Birmingham and beyond protested the award going to Angela Davis because of her support for a boycott of Israel. Now, Angela Davis, she has responded. First of all, she says she was actually stunned by the decision by the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute to rescind the award. She also released this statement. On Saturday, January 5th, I was stunned to learn that the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute Board of Directors had reversed their previous decision to award me the Fred Shuttlesworth Human Rights Award. Although the BCRI refused my request to reveal the substantive reasons for this action, I later learned that my long-term support of justice for Palestine was at issue. This seemed particularly unfortunate given that my own freedom was secured and indeed my life was saved by a vast international movement. And I have devoted much of my own activism to international solidarity and specifically to linking struggles in other parts of the world to U.S. grassroots campaigns against police violence, the prison industrial complex, and racism more broadly. The rescinding of this invitation and the cancellation of the event where I was scheduled to speak was thus not primarily an attack against me, but rather against the very spirit of the indivisibility of justice. I support Palestinian political prisoners, just as I support current political prisoners in the Basque County in Cataluna in India and in other parts of the world. I have indeed expressed opposition to policies and practices of the State of Israel, as I express similar opposition to U.S. support for the Israeli occupation of Palestine and to other discriminatory U.S. policies. Through my experiences at Elizabeth Irwin High School in New York City and at Brandeis University in the late 50s and early 60s, and my subsequent time in graduate school in Frankfurt, Germany, I learned to be as passionate about opposition to anti-Semitism as to racism. It was during this period that I was also introduced to the Palestinian cause. I am proud to have worked closely with Jewish organizations and individuals on issues of concern to all of our communities throughout my life. In many ways, this work has been integral to my growing consciousness regarding the importance of protesting the Israeli occupation of Palestine. The trip to Birmingham, where I was born and raised, to receive the Fred Shuttlesworth Award was certain to be the highlight of my year, especially since I knew Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth personally and attended school with his daughter, Patricia, and because my mother, Sally B. Davis, worked tirelessly for the BCRI during its early years. Moreover, my most inspirational Sunday school teacher, Odessa Woolfolk, was a driving force for the Institute's creation. Despite the BCRI's regrettable decision, I look forward to being in Birmingham in February for an alternative event organized by those who believe that the movement for civil rights in this moment must include a robust discussion of all of the injustices that surround us. Angela Y. Davis, January 7th, 2019. The fact that we have reached out to the Civil Rights Institute, they have not responded. They have not responded to the local newspaper.
Yeah.
Roy Johnson is a columnist there. They've not responded. They will not reveal what the vote was, will not reveal who voted. Also, folks, yesterday I showed you their website, which showed that Senator Doug Jones was on his board of directors. I texted him last night, actually during the show. He responded after the show and said that he had resigned from the board of directors when he announced his candidacy for the U.S. Senate in May of 2017. So he's no longer on the board of directors. So he was not a part of that board vote on Friday. But it is still crazy to me for a Civil Rights Institute in Birmingham to make a decision to give her this award.
Because she'd be the perfect recipient.
And then come back and say, well, no, we're going to rescind it.
Right. No, I mean, and the reason that they're rescinding the award, I mean, she's long been an advocate, obviously, for civil rights, not just in the U.S., but also for other communities that she's deemed oppressed across the entire world. She even, in 2015, I think she wrote a book. It was a compilation of essays and speeches, and it was about like the struggles between, the connections of struggles between state violence and just oppression around the world.
Well, so all of this was known before. So that's
right,
what's
so
crazy to
she's
me.
long been an advocate,
Exactly.
yes, for this.
And,
so it's really just a backlash, and it's kind of
hold on, finish it.
It's just, I mean, for lack of a better word, it's kind of corny. Like, I can't think of another way to describe it.
Go ahead.
It's kind of corny.
I, a native San Franciscan, was there when Angela stood with all of her work. She's a lodestar for me. I know her personally, but also I begged Cecil Williams in 1969.
Right.
I begged him to go to visit her in jail, and he didn't let me go. I adore her, and she has been so much to all of us, not only about civil rights, about prisoner issues, about so many things. To do this is a slap in all of our faces as Black women. And we Black women have been slapped too often in this last year.
Malik?
This is a slap in the face.
Oh.
She deserves this award. Fred Shuttlesworth was a icon.
Right.
It is so amazing that they would do this. Let me stop because
Malik?
Yeah, so this is, and we've talked about it here. We talked about it with the Mark Lamont Hill comments. We talked about it with Kevin Hart. This is the climate that we're in. So what we're talking about here is that some people were offended by things that she said.
But so
And
what?
we say some people. First of all, the mayor of Birmingham made it perfectly clear that there were Jewish organizations and individuals, clearly who are funders of the museum.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is the museum refuses to say specifically what
The
her.
Jewish
What,
people get to stomp their
one second. The museum specifically refuses to say what she specifically said.
Right.
In her own letter, she said she inquired they wouldn't tell her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how do you not tell the very person who you are rescinding? That makes no sense to me. Malik, please finish.
Yeah, so I don't know, what the rationale was, but this is one of those instances where But people were offended because we're the climate that we're in now. Who gets to say that? Who gets to claim being offended?
Right,
by
and that's
something?
that's what is anger. Look, I've talked to a lot of Black people in Birmingham.
here's the deal.
And hold on, 1 second, Julian. There are Black people in Birmingham who are angry, who are upset.
The mayor is.
That no, not just the mayor. I'm talking about there are Black people who she is from there.
Dr. Davis.
Who has known her. Black people who have supported the museum. Black people who have given to the museum. And then, so not only do you rescind the award, you cancel the event, and then you are hiding your face because you won't even come out and own up to it. And that, to me, is more offensive. Final comment.
To be in favor of Palestinian human rights is not to be anti-Semitic. That's all I have to say.
But also have the guts to tell her why you were sending the award.
You owe her that.
All right, folks. You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it Black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.